beautiful locks of curls. I just won't do the same thing every day.
Hello, this is Editing Luke. Past Luke made a big mistake, and he forgot to turn on the microphone. So the audio is probably really bad. But I felt that it was really good information, and I was pumped about it, and I don't want to force and fake say it again because I know it's going to turn out really badly. So, sorry, bear through this. I'll be better next week.
Hello, my friends. I missed last week because I was gone. I was out of town at a conference, but I'm back this week. I've been trying to post every Sunday, and this is getting posted on a Tuesday, isn't it? Oh well, we do the best we can. But speaking of the best we can, I wanted to introduce a new segment. No, what's the word for it? A new thing that I call... I'm introducing a new thing called Thoughts from Therapy, which is just lessons I've learned from my own personal therapy that I want to share with you, so that way you're getting them for free. Of course, this is no replacement for a real therapist. I just want to share with you what I think is interesting that's been going on in my own therapy that I feel comfortable sharing. And this was something that really struck me because one thing that I suffer from a lot and I struggle with is just kind of forgetting about the bad stuff and just repressing the memories and pushing them down and saying, go away, I don't want you, get out of my life. And I've realized for a while it's not a healthy thing to have. I've realized for some time that I need to work on that, but I just never knew how. Because every time I would try to revisit my memories, in fact I did this, so over Christmas, I was with a friend of mine and it was us two, and we're talking about this, so I said, I promise I'll try to remember. And there was one point where we're standing there, and she's doing something, and I'm just sitting there like, doing my best to remember. And she looks at me, are you okay? And I realized that I was looked furious on the outside, whereas I was trying to go through my memories. And so this was a huge problem because I'm like, okay, why on earth do I want to go through my memories if all they're going to cause me is more pain? Like, what if I'm just going to revisit the pain, I'm going to be hurt, I'm going to live through all that hurt again. It's just easier to just move on, right? To look forward to. Like what I told myself, it was always, I'm going to either live in the present and move forward and move towards the future, not live in the past. But that's a little bit of a lie because it's not about living in the past. And this is what my therapist told me, is that we visit the past not to re-experience the pain, but to look at it, learn from it, so that way we don't experience that pain again. And I don't know whether it was the way he phrased it, or in the moment, or in the mindset I was in, but for some reason that really struck a chord with me. And I realized that, every time I visit the past, it's always to revisit the pain. It's always thinking about the stupid things I did 20 years ago. I don't know, maybe not 20, that's an exaggeration. 15, I'll say that. 15 years ago, things I did and said stupidly, or things I did today that I was just like, or ways I've been hurt by people and holding on to that anger, all that kind of stuff. I realized that that's the only reason I ever visit my past, period. I never visit my past, or maybe 0.1% of the time I visit my past to just try to remember something actually either neutral or good. Is that it's so overwhelmingly that I never even try to remember things. That's why I'm so bad with faces and names, is that I've kind of over the years, I've kind of given up. And maybe not, it wasn't a purposeful decision, but it was kind of just a subconscious decision that every time I try to remember someone's name or someone's face, all of these bad memories come along with it. And by the way, I want to clarify, I'm not talking about bad memories in that it involves other people hurting me. I mean bad memories oftentimes with me just feeling hurt, not necessarily all this trauma. I didn't experience trauma 24/7 in my entire life. That's not at all how it worked. but more of me being depressed, me being anxious, and me seeing the world and filtering the world through that lens, because all of my memories are tainted. All of my memories are seen through that lens, to the fact that I don't even know it's a true memory or not anymore. And couple that with all my vibrant dreams, I honestly don't know what my memories are. And that's another part of it, is that also given up. Not only I've given up on not being hurt by remembering, but also just trying to give up on trying to parse through what's real and what's not in my mind. Sometimes I just don't trust myself. Even looking into the present, sometimes I don't trust myself. And looking out in the world and going, you know what, I'm in a mood, I'm in a state, I don't trust my mind right now to actually perceive reality correctly. And so I'm going to, do my best to, whether it's, I've been doing yoga every morning, and that involves a little bit of meditation, to distract myself in the moment, whether it's call up somebody or ask someone else what their perspective of things are, those different things. And of course, bring it up to my therapist, who I'm now seeing every week. All those little things are things that I do, or at least I should be doing more often, to actually help with that perception of reality, and seeing reality more clearly, not through the lens of someone who's depressed and anxious. So when you're thinking about your memories, I want you to put it in that perspective and not relish and live in the hurt. Because I know that for some of you, and some of you will get this, okay? And you'll feel like I'm speaking directly to you, okay? Because I've never had someone exactly tell me this, but I know that other people experience this, is that I grow to actually enjoy depression. I get to enjoy it. Like, looking back on those memories of feeling hurt or feeling depressed, I start to enjoy them in a really weird way, to where it's painful and it hurts, but it feels comfortable. It feels like home. It's what I've experienced most of my life, throughout my whole life. And so it feels so comfortable to be back in that state where I'm feeling depressed and where I'm feeling anxious, and all of that feels like home. And if you resonated with that right now, you need a lot of help. Coming from someone who lives in that space and is currently getting a lot of help, and I probably need even more. So if you're not already getting help and you resonated with that, please, something. Whether if you just message me and I try to give you some advice on what to do, on where to get help, real help, or whether you either talk to your parents or therapist or friends, that kind of thing. Because that is a very serious place to be in. Because as soon as the boulder starts rolling, where you start to enjoy this state of being, you tend to spend more time in, which makes you enjoy it more. And enjoy, by the way, I mean that in a very almost sarcastic way, is that you enjoy this pain because it feels so comfortable. It's so comfortable a place to be in. And so that's a dangerous part of delving into memories. That's why when I delve into memories, it's either with a very close friend or it's with my therapist. I have one friend who I can go through all this with, and I have my therapist who I can go through all this with. That's basically it. I mean, to some extent, some of my family members, some of my other friends, kind of, but really when it comes to just the stuff of my past, that's really the places where I go. And I've been going more and more. I got a new therapist, and maybe I'll have an episode about that. I don't know, there's not a lot to talk about. I got a new therapist. It's really great. Tested it out. I was like, oh, awesome, it worked. I got really lucky with the therapist I've had, that they all work really well, which is awesome. But that's to kind of wrap things up, is that keep that in mind, that phrase of when you're visiting your memories, don't go for the pain. You're not there for the pain. You're there to look at the situation and learn. For example, this was my mistake. In my most recent kind of depressive spiral, my biggest mistake was not remembering what it was like and not keeping that in mind the last time I went into a depressive spiral. And now that I'm more conscious, I should say, is that now I'm fixating that in my memory, is that what's going on, what are the signs of what starts to happen? Not necessarily just the signs of depression, the very specific signs of me when I start to go through a depressive spiral. What happens? What is happening day to day? What am I saying? How am I thinking? Who am I talking to? Who am I keeping secrets from? What and who am I angry at? All of those little details and more are things that I'm now forcing myself to remember and keep in my mind. And now it's not as painful. When I look back on the times, especially in the last year when I was not doing well, it hurts me, it makes me sad that I lived that way without doing anything about it. But it also gives me a lot of hope, and it makes me very content that now more than ever I know. And now more than ever, I'm making sure I have the support and the help that I need, so that way that doesn't happen again. Whereas every other time I came out of it, I'm like, great, I'm feeling well now. Okay, I know the signs of depression. If I feel the signs of depression, I'll do something and get over it, right? That was always my mindset before, because I had a false sense of security in my own knowledge. And so I caution you against that, and that's something huge I've learned, is to not have that ego, and to really just strip that away and say, almost call yourself a little kid, and that you need help, and that all of these different things, and especially with the memories. I mean, it's really hard to parse through memories yourself, and so that's kind of where I'm gonna wrap it up and end it. Visit your memories. And if they're too painful to visit, then you need a safe place with another person to help you parse through those memories. Don't try to heal yourself alone of past trauma. That can be very destructive, because you can just start living within it again so easily, and that can be really hurtful for you and your mental health. And so if it is too much, stop. Do it with someone safe. Do it in a literal safe space, right? And I don't mean that by a safe space. I mean a literal place where you can go through your memories without it hurting you. And without it hurting, especially in the long term. And especially, so going throughout that. It's a tough subject. And honestly, I'm probably going to talk about it more, because it's something that I still struggle with. I still just don't remember things. And I don't even realize I'm doing it. So it's something I'm working on. Let's work on it together. How about that, okay? And always remember to be unashamed and stay unashamed.